The decades following World War II, the South China Sea became a focal point of regional and international politics. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, in short it is called UNCLOS, adopted in 1982, provided a legal framework for maritime boundaries but left many disputes unresolved. China's rapid economic rise in the late 20th and early 21st centuries brought new dimensions to the conflict. With increased resources and a growing navy, China began to assert its claims more forcefully. The construction of artificial islands and military installations in the Spratlys marked a significant escalation. Runways, ports, and radar stations transformed once uninhabited reefs into strategic military bases, altering the status quo and alarming neighboring countries and global powers alike. So, what are the international reactions and power plays? The international response to China's actions has been mixed. The United States, positioning itself as a defender of freedom of navigation, conducts regular freedom of navigation operations, or so called CONOPs, near the contested islands. These operations are intended to challenge what the US sees as excessive maritime claims and to ensure that international waters remain open to all. ASEAN countries, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, despite their differing claims and economic ties with China, have struggled to present a unified front. Diplomatic efforts, including the declaration of the conduct of parties in the South China Sea and ongoing negotiations for a code of conduct, aim to manage the disputes and prevent conflict. But progress has been slow and fraught with challenges. Now, what is Mai's personal reflections? Let's look at that. Mai's thoughts drifted back to her own life, to the stories her grandfather told her of the early days of the People's Republic of China, a time of struggle and rebuilding. Her grandfather had served in the Navy during the tumultuous 1950s, when the fledgling nation was asserting its presence on the global stage. His tales of perseverance and patriotism had inspired her to join the Navy, to be part of China's resurgence as a global power. Yet, as she stood on the deck of the frigate, Mai could not ignore the complexities of the present. The pride she had felt in her country's achievements was tempered by the knowledge that these waters were potential flashpoints, a place where history and modern ambitions collided. She understood the historical grievances and strategic imperatives that drove China's actions, but she also saw the fear and resistance they provoked in other nations. As the foreign naval vessel drew closer, Mai's grip on the railing tightened. The history she had learned, the legacy she carried, and the reality she faced all converged in this moment. The calm sea before her was a canvas on which the dramas of the past and the uncertainties of the future were painted. Origins of the tension in these waters were deep and complex, rooted in history, economics, and national identity. Mai knew that her role was not just to defend China's claims, but to navigate the intricate and often perilous currents of geopolitics. The calm before the storm was an illusion. Beneath the surface, the waters were always churning, shaped by the tides of history and the winds of change.